a special welcome to the new members. I think, you know, when those hands went up, I think Richard misjudged it. It was very near a third of people put their hands up that were new members. And I think this is the new Labour Party. Not New Labour, but the new Labour Party. And I think that we are really moving forward. And I am so encouraged to see all those people that probably come from my wing of the Labour Party, or my wing of politics, who are coming back to Labour. And I think this is enormously important. But it doesn't end at paying your few pound a week. It doesn't end there. It's important that you're here tonight. And it's important, and what is really important for me, and what I'm going to emphasise for my 10 or 15 minutes, what's going to continually come from me, is that we can win. And we are going to win, but the way we will win is if everybody gets involved. It's no good thinking that somebody else will do it. It's no good believing that, yeah, well, I'm going to go out and vote Labour this time, that's going to make a difference. Well, of course, it is going to make a massive difference. But how it really makes a difference is if you bring 3 people with you to vote Labour. And if every one of the new members brings 3 people with them, we will not only beat the Tories, we'll annihilate them. And can you just imagine waking up after the result and seeing that sea of blue, as it is right now, it's got a red commissioner, a red sheriff. Can you just imagine how you will feel? And can you imagine what influence that is going to have when you start to campaign next year for your local elections? And we have got a message to sell. Look at the mess the Tories are in. Look at the mess. How can it be right that you go, oh, I'm going to take my money over there to this other country where I don't have to pay tax, and then they go, oh yeah, but it's legal. It's not morally right. It's morally wrong. And because it's morally wrong, it shouldn't even be legal. And you know, questions are being asked, and as Richard said, and I'm going to emphasise, people are saying, there is something wrong with that. There is something morally wrong. That here we are, the working people, suffering from austerity, such that Cameron sells to us, I don't believe him, but we are suffering from the outcome of austerity, and there they are, taking their money abroad and gaining and avoiding tax. It's not right, it's morally wrong. When I retired, I thought, right, that's it, pension, I'm going to put my feet up and do nothing else. It got boring after 6 weeks, so I looked round and in the newspaper it said, why don't you go to university? So I thought, I'll go and do that. Because I'm a firefighter, I can do anything, and I did. And I went and studied sociology for 3 years as a mature student. It was probably the greatest time of my life, in one way, because it opened my eyes to some of the difficulties that I had in my own personality, some of the ways I thought about things. When I finished that, I thought, I like this educational stuff. I went on to do a PhD. I did a PhD on public service uniform culture. It was so successful that I went to my university and said, how about if we do a degree, we write a degree. I wrote the first public service social science degree in the UK, probably the first in the world, I don't know about that. And I taught on that degree mostly people that wanted to become police officers. And I lectured on policing for 8 years, so I have a strong academic background in policing. I might not look like it, I might not sound like it, but I'm pretty good at that area. I understand the way the police service operates. I understand the ways it can be improved, and I understand some of the things it does wrong. And I understand also that police officers work enormously hard, and they believe that they are always working for us. That isn't always how we see it, and that's important. So it comes round to finishing teaching. I become a politician, and for the last 2 years I've been a city councillor in Cambridge. We've made some massive changes. We kept our lights on when the Tories turned them off. And this is something that we need to start telling the story about, because all over Cambridgeshire the lights are going off at 2 o'clock in the morning, but not in Cambridge. The Labour Party in Cambridge are paying to keep the lights on. And the Tories are really letting people down. They have cut the police service by 100 police officers. And what's the number one thing that I hear on the streets? And I'm hearing it, and people that are coming with me are hearing it. They're saying to me, we do not see the police officers. We do not have a police presence. There's no point in reporting crime. And of course, when you get into that situation, then you start to look for other answers to that. Because the Tories are not providing an adequate police service. They're cutting and cutting and cutting in the name of efficiency, and it's not working. Clearly, I'm going to make a promise that I'm not going to cut any police numbers. That won't just happen. I am not going to cut any police numbers. I'm not going to cut any police staff. That, of course, has the proviso that the government don't take away any more budget. But as it stands, I'm going to keep the police service as it is. Because I'm a working person, and so are police officers, and so are the people in the back rooms at the police stations. I've made a number of other pledges. They're on my website. Look at them. They're small things. They're small things that I'm hearing from people on the street. We have given out 5,000 leaflets. Most of them have been handed personally to somebody in the street. Most of them have been handed by me. And most of those people, I've shaken their hands and I've looked them in the eye and I've asked them to trust me. That's what I ask people to do here. That if you can help me in that way, take some leaflets, take them down the pub, say, oh hi, look, I just happen to have one of these in my pocket. And so you give them to people and say, have you heard about this bloke, Dave Baigent? Because Labour's not going to win if we don't sell me. Oh, I've got another one here, look, one for you and one for you. Sell me. Tell people to get in touch with me. If you want me to come and meet a group, get in touch with me and say, Dave, come on down to wherever, and if I can find that space, I will be there. Because I'm fighting to win. One more thing I'm going to ask you to do, and then I'd love to hear some questions, because the more questions I get, the more understanding you can get of what I stand for, and the more you can spread my message to other people. I'm asking those people that are on Facebook and are on Twitter once a day to visit my Twitter and my Facebook account and retweet or share something. Social media works, but it only works if my Twitter goes like that. Now, sitting in this room, we cover the whole of Cambridgeshire in this corner. If every day you get up, and when you go on to do your own tweeting, you think, I'm going to visit Dave's website, I'm going to visit Dave's Twitter, and I'm going to tweet one of his tweets, and I'm going to share something that's on his Facebook. And that's how we will win, by people getting involved. But we can actually win, people. I really mean this. This is not just a speech that I'm saying the right things. I believe wholeheartedly I can win. So thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for the support that everybody's given me so far. And thank you for the support that you're going to give me in the future. Because if you touch base with me and say, Dave, I'm going out in Warboys, I'm going out in Trumpeton, I'll be there. So thank you very much. Thank you.